All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everyone? You're probably wondering, like, where's my face? How come the timer just started over? We're gonna knock out some things right now, and we're gonna get started. All right. What's going on, everyone? This is Zen from Zenworld, and I hope you're having a great day. Today is comic book day, so I got my pickups. I have two that's here. Let me move the chat over so that we can see better. Whoa, that's not the chat. That's me. Give me a second, folks. All right, what's going on, Michael Cortez? Appreciate you coming to hang out. All right, so on this comic book day, and don't forget to smack that like button if you're enjoying the content, team. And if you enjoyed that quick Human Torch, which is the original Human Torch, kind of like that pixelated movement, let me know which character would you like me to do some editing to make him move. Right? I did a couple. I did Cyclops. I did. Um, we did the original Human Torch, and I did Blue Marvel. So on this comic book day, I didn't get a lot of pickups, and I didn't read all of these books yet. But I'm gonna do reviews without spoilers, and also premiere these books that I got from my pickups. So I got Spider Woman #1. So this is kind of a re-release of Spider Woman, trying to reinvent her. This is a variant cover. Well, actually, this is not the variant cover. This is the original cover, but it's a pretty good story. The artwork is amazing. This is by Pacho Perez, Sequeira Jr., and D. Armata. So far, it's #1. So for me, a lot of #1 books, I'm not too sure if I like it until a little bit later, right? Kind of like the Jessica Jones uh, book that came out. So the next book I picked up on the list is Spawn #306. Now I'm just now jumping back into Spawn again, probably because of the re-release for Spawn, not the re-release, but his release on Mortal Kombat 11. And so far, let me say that it's amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna check this out, see how it is. I haven't read the book yet overall. So the next two books, and I'll put both of them because I got two covers for it, is TMNT versus the Power Rangers. I got two covers for it. Uh, One is the vanilla cover, and then the other one is a variant cover. So I got two covers, and the reason for the two covers, #1, I get one from my student. One of my students, he's really into comic books. He's doing the right thing. He's doing everything that he needs to do, and this is a perfect outlet for him. So I got him this one, even though this is my favorite cover, but I'm collecting these. So it's pretty cool overall. With the TMNT, as you can see, there's a big spoiler in this book, right? Because you can see the turtles, they have on the Power Ranger costumes themselves, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty stellar. Uh, it's a fun read, right? It's it's 1 out of 5 books, right? This one is the fourth out of five. So I next month we should be getting, if nothing is delayed, we should be getting the last book of the series itself, right? Uh, the next book, hold on, let me just do something real quick. It's gonna take off the chat from the screen so that way uh, when more folks come in, then we could put on the chat itself, right? I'm gonna take a micro break, and the micro break is just so I can look at the chat, make sure it looks good on my end, and also sound. But I'm pretty sure that the sound is good. But sometimes I make the mistake of not checking the sound, and then I end up talking to myself for a very long time. So let's check it out. Yep, it sounds pretty good. All right, cool. I was making sure. All right, team. So the next book on the list that I received, and these are the two last books. Actually, I really didn't get that much on my list for the week, and so my last two go to Excalibur #9, and then to Deceased Unkillables #2. Okay, so Excalibur, I'm super far behind. So I did get this pickup for a later read. I'm not gonna directly read it right now. So it's gonna take there's not that much that I could say about this book. This cover is pretty epic. It looks like old school '80s sci-fi movies. I'm thinking about the never-ending story and things of that nature. And then Unkillables number one was it's pretty stellar. So Deceased is about a basically the anti-life equation, and there's some kind of virus that comes out of it, and all the superheroes end up dying, right? So not every single one, but most of them do, right? Even the big ones, the Trinity, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, they all get infected, right? And the Unkillables kind of tells the stories about the villains who ended up living through this whole process, or who are going through the trials and tribulations right now. So in the first one, we kind of get the backstory between let me see, Slade, him and his daughter, and how they get through it, and then the Mirror Master comes and he brings them to the mirror world in order to basically save them. But there's a group of villains that are there too, right? So it's hard to even say villains at this point, because the at that point everyone's just trying to live, everyone is just trying to survive, right? So it's pretty. I didn't read number two yet, but I'm eager to see how it's going to be. Okay. These are the two books, so I'm gonna kind of go through the books again that I received, and yeah. So we have the TMNT, this variant cover with the Pink Ranger, and Raphael's holding the helmet of the Pink Ranger, and we have this vanilla cover, which I really love because it shows the what's happening. It's kind of a big spoiler, but you see the Shredder, who achieves the Green Ranger powers, and the rest of the turtles achieving the power of the Power Rangers. And this is Miss O'Neill, who has the power of the Pink Ranger. So it isn't really that the Pink Ranger's there, but all, as you can see, the other Rangers are kind of in their ninja format, right? Which is pretty cool. Then I have Spawn 306. Okay, and lastly, I picked up Spider Woman. Spider Woman number one, which is a pretty good book. Overall, it's pretty good. What's going on, Cherry? How about Dreams? Well, for this stream, I'm doing just comic books for my comic book folks who watch at a later time. So, um, Dreams, I wasn't planning on playing again until next week, but I'll think about it really. So yeah, so team, this is the pickups for the week. And if you're enjoying the content, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are going to be watching this at a later time. Drop a like, comment, hit the notification bell. What books are you interested from the lineup that I got? And let me know if you got any similar books themselves, right? Um, oh, you meant you bought Dreams. Got it, got it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, so in a little bit, I am probably gonna do a bonus stream after this. I probably will be a gaming stream, but I wanted to make sure that I got my comic book videos out. And guys, those of you who are watching the comic book videos, if there's any of these books that you want me to do an in-depth review on, please let me know. Okay, I still have to do one on Thor for 4 because I'm doing heavy edits with like lightning and heavy metal music and things of that nature into some kind of ASMR type of format, but it's going to be really cool, right? So also I'm working on a fanfic, not a fan fiction. It's not a fan fiction. It's actually my book that I'm working on. It's about a martial arts story where there's a group of sages that come together and each one of them have a story. So I'm working on that. That's going to be kind of like a bedtime story type of book that I'm going to do on my channel, but it's going to be pretty cool. Really cool. Well, at least cool to me, and that's that's what matters. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Uh, all right. So who who would win in between Spawn or Superman? Oh man, I was about to end the stream, but I'm willing to answer that question. Joshua, actually, let me put up the chat now. Now I'm gonna put up the chat on the. Okay, so that way we can see. Okay, who would win Between Spawn or Superman, I'm taking some time because I have to truly think about that. From what I know about Spawn and even him um, beating God and hell itself. Um, hmm. If we're talking about highest tier Spawn, when I say highest tier, when he's able to use all of his potential after, or at least a high amount of his potential after beating Malboja, this is hard. I want to say Spawn, but then I've seen Superman do some feats against some people that I never thought he would beat, right? Um, but at the end, Superman is more of a team person, right? He's really good in working with teams. So I might have to go with Spawn. But if we're talking about vanilla Spawn, like books 1 through 100 Spawn, then I would say it would definitely be Superman. But when it comes to a realization of potential, I would say our friend. Uh, yeah, if it was like 1 through 100 Spawn versus Superman, then I would say Superman. If it's like books 170 through all the way through where we are now, then I would say it would go to Spawn himself, right? It all depends, right? It depends on the circumstances. It depends on the environment. It depends on where people are, the two are in their lives too. And again, it does depend on which version of Superman. If we're talking about vanilla Superman, or if we're talking about current day Superman, right? Current day vanilla Superman is relevant. Is kind of on par, not on par, but it's just ridiculous, just like how Doctor Strange was introduced. Like Doctor Strange could do any spell, and it would just kind of like change the fabric of time and space and all of reality of the whole entire multiverse. Done, right? And then Superman in his original form, he could just blow. Um, yeah, he could just blow a whole bunch of air, and then it would destroy like a whole galaxy or something like that, right? You said I would go to base form of Spawn because he could summon kryptonite. Yeah, I mean I hear you. I hear you. I wish I could actually see some of these battles. Oh, sorry guys. I wish I could see some of these battles to see how they are in how they would actually go. But anyway, I'm gonna guys. What do you guys think about the new sweater? It's just a different color scheme, but let me know what you think about it. Think it's cool. Uh, with the red, I got a couple. I bought a couple, kind of like for each day of the week that I'm streaming. I got a purple one, a brownish one, and I got this red one, and a whole bunch of others. So yeah, I got. So yeah, let me know what you think when I get to the. So all in all, you would pick Spawn over Superman. You kind of see that indecisive look on my face, right? When it comes to the two. Um, hmm. I can't pick one. And I can't pick one because I'm still unfamiliar with the highest extent for the two heroes, or one is the anti-hero, or whatever it is, right? I don't think he's bad or good. It's just he needs to do what he needs to do. So I can't pick this one. I haven't done enough research on Spawn to know the full extent. Same thing with Superman. Even though I feel like I'm a little bit capable in knowing about Superman, I don't feel like I know the full potential of Superman from all the different books. In the recent story where they're going against, well, just finished Perpetua, when they were going against Perpetua, Superman did display abilities of just like new levels, right? In terms of like that platform, right? So I don't know. I know that's not a real answer. Who I would pick, I just can't pick right now. You would have to give me another fight. Give me another fight between two characters, and then we'll see. We'll see. Because I'm willing to extend the stream a little bit so that we could do a kind of like a Q&A between characters. But for those two characters, I wouldn't. I don't know who I would pick. I really don't. It all depends, right? I love this cover so much. Cheetah looks beautiful. So in all you pick, yeah, because both of them are still showing new powered powers. Batman or Iron Man? That's a good one, Cherry. Batman or Iron Man? For me, I would have to go with Batman in terms of now when I'm thinking. The reason why I picked Batman so fast is not because of like put. I'm not talking about like tech versus them on a like a one-on-one fight right now. I'm thinking about who has the ability to outthink each other. Now, not on a technological scale, right? I'm thinking about on a strategist space level, right? I think what I've seen throughout the comics, me reading comics in my time, is that Batman would figure out a way in terms of like ingenuity and strategy to overcome Iron Man. And when we're talking about fighting prowesses, I would definitely have to go with on Batman as well. Not to say that they would have to have many fights, but I could see Batman using certain armors that would overcome Iron Man too as well. In terms of mental and psychology, I would also have to go with Batman, who's more in tune with who he is and the ability to outsmart. And I'm going. Let me go back to the psychology part. There's been many comic books that has shown Tony Stark to be a little bit not unstable, but to kind of sway to either side, right? Either side of things, depending on how grim nature it is, right? One of the things that we all know is that he succumbed to alcohol, things of that nature, right? Now, I'm not saying he's going to become an alcoholic in the fight between Batman, but I just feel like Batman can't get to him on a mental scale that Iron Man would not be able to do to Batman, right? His mindset cannot be penetrated at that point. Does Iron Man have the armor of Iron Man? Absolutely. He has many armors. Same thing with Batman. Batman has armor. Now, I think Tony Stark has better forms of armor because his intellect is geared towards that path. But in terms of like strategy and overcoming, me personally, I'm gonna have to say Batman. So, let me see. Also, is current Superman still weak to kryptonite? He is. Is he? Here's the thing with that. They even in this whole battle with Perpetua that they just had in recent comic books, they haven't even no one's tried to bring out kryptonite against Superman. For me, it's still kind of a ridiculous concept in some type of way, but it's cool, right? It's I guess it gives off a type of radiation um, that only affects Kryptonians that are powered by the yellow sun at that time. So I'll retract my words and saying that it sounds ridiculous. I guess I'm looking at the concept of the older days when it used to be here's this green rock and it makes you feel like weak, right? Or the original Green Lantern where it's like he's weak against wood. It's those older concepts that are I don't know, that seem kind of like weird to me, but you know, as time goes on, it's something where they have to have some kind of weakness, right? Because they can't be, otherwise they would have been overpowered. At the time, they were like truly overpowered, so they needed to have some kind of caveat in order to depower them, so to speak, right? But it's pretty cool, and I bonus, not well, it's not a bonus, but I plan on doing yo, just a Rican. What's going on? How's your day going, my man? We were just talking about some battles. Spawn versus Superman, and we said Batman versus Iron Man. I chose Batman as the winner in terms of psychology, ingenuity, as a strategist as well. In terms of technology, high technology, then I would go with our friend Iron Man. But ultimately, I would have to pick Batman as my winner between the two. I could get more in depth with the two, but I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it more on a psychological level, on a strategy based level, who I think would win. Yeah, but all in all, I would have to go with Spawn. So you'd go with Spawn versus Superman. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna have to go with I for that battle I can't really pick until I do more of the actual research because I really don't know too much about Spawn other than what I've been able to research in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah, pretty much. Just Rican, did you get any of these books? Oh, Lex Luthor or Green Lantern? Who would win in a battle between? Which Green Lantern are we talking about though? Because anytime I'm thinking about a battle, I am thinking about the psychology of the person too. Not just their skills and not just their abilities. Psychology is really big for me in terms of like battles and debating on who would win. So I'm looking at it from a psychological scale. None of those, but I picked up some books. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I had a really. I only got what 5 books? One, two, three. 5 books. Yeah, these were the five. Yeah, these were the 5 books that I picked up. My legion. uh, oh, you said Hal Jordan. So who would win in a battle between Hal Jordan and Lex Luthor? I would ultimately have to go with um, Hal Jordan. Yeah, I would ultimately have to go with Hal Jordan. Oh, you didn't get any of these yet? Nah, I hear you. This was kind of a weak uh, pickup week for me. My main pickups were last week, right? When I got like Thor 4 and I got Flash Forward, the last one. But yeah, um, none of these for me. Da, da, da. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, what do you think, Rican? Just Rican. Spawn or Superman? I think I know which one you would pick, but let me see. Let me see if I'm actually correct in saying that, in saying the ones that I think. And then I'm gonna do a big sale probably this Sunday. Yep, I do. You're gonna say Superman, yeah, because it's kind of the one that I would pick too, but I'm still not. I guess maybe I'm still not there, right? About who do I think would win between the couple of characters. So just, and I know this is for the folks who are gonna watch a little bit later next week. I'm gonna do a big sale. I have a ton of books that are starting to pack up, but some of them are gonna be upcoming movie based sales. So I'm gonna do like a New Mutants, my CGC for New Mutants. I'm gonna sell that. Also, I'm gonna be selling my Spawn 9.6, which is the first edition, and I'm gonna be selling some other books based on movies that are coming out. So yeah, that's gonna be this Sunday. It's a ton of books, a ton of books. I have to like clear house a little bit, but they're all in good condition. I always use gloves to uh, clean up, to touch my books and put them in. So right before I did this, I had all my gloves and I put them in their sleeves and everything. My boards, my bags and boards and things of that nature. So yeah, um, yeah, it's pretty. Did anyone watch? Just quick before I even we go into another topic or anything. Did anyone watch Bloodshot? I didn't watch Bloodshot. Everything that's going on, I couldn't even get out the house really. But did anyone watch Bloodshot? And if you did, how was it? Wait, what about Spawn or Spectre? I would say they are equal. Hmm, that's a really good question. Spawn or the Spectre? Hmm. I, geez, that's a real tough one, and actually a really good battle between the two. Who would win between Spawn or Spectre? I might have to go with. I guess again, it goes to where everyone is in terms of their power or utilizing their full power. Ultimately, I would have to go with Spectre first hand, but then, well, I started and I stopped Vin Diesel. Oh, okay, I hear you. Uh, so you stopped watching like Vin Diesel movies? Uh, yeah, let's give me the 700. I know, I was on 700 about 2 days ago. When I released that first Spawn video when we were doing a live stream party for Mortal Kombat 11, I did get to 700. I think at one point it was 710, and then I lost a whole bunch of subscribers at the same time. So it goes like that. It fluctuates between loss and subs. Like even the other day, I had 700, but then I lost a couple subscribers. So and that's okay, right? Some people either subscribe out of like impulse, like I want to support this person, he's really cool, and then some people are like, I actually don't want to see all of his videos pop up on my screen when they're like scrolling through, right? And that's okay, right? Not everyone is for somebody, and but there's somebody for everybody. And what I mean by that, there's like there's millions and millions of people on the planet. So there are going to be people who join my channel and be like, hey, I like this guy. And then there's going to be people who come on the channel and be like, hey, I don't like this guy. Dislike. And that's okay. I'm still going to continue to send positive vibes, right? Now I'm not a fan of him, and watching the movie, I was like, okay, and then I just stopped. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. See, it's like that, right? For Vin Diesel, I I feel like my fondest memory of his movies happened to be the Riddick series, right? I remember him in Riddick, and I enjoyed Riddick. And then Fast and the Furious came out, and then believe it or not, I only watched, and I think a lot of people are similar to this. I only watched one of the Fast and the Furious movies, which is number one, and then I never watched another one. Not because it was bad. It's just I'm not really into car movies that much, right? I think YouTube screening all new subs. I think so too, and and I think they're screening this because it might not have been everything that I just said that people unsubscribe. It might be just subscriptions from people who don't really use the platform anymore, or they're statue subscribers, right? That I like to call. So statue subscribers that don't really move. They don't like check on new videos. They use the account that one time and that was it, right? And that's okay. That's okay. So I think I do appreciate YouTube for doing that, because one of the things that I like to do is to get subscribers who will keep coming back, subscribers who will converse with me, subscribers who will grow my channel through the content that they really like, and hopefully it's the content that I like too, right? And that's why a lot of new things have been popping up on my channel in terms of Super Mario Maker. But I know there's a whole bunch of people who probably looked at my video and said like, oh, he's doing comic books, I'm going to check out the next video when it comes out. Or he's doing X, Y, and Z, so I'll check it out. Or he's doing comic books, I'm going to check the playback later on, right? I've seen half of the Fast and the Furious, and that was enough for me. I hear you. I hear you. Uh, Love your comment content. Thank you, Just Rican. And I love my comment content too, or at least you probably know that I love talking about comic books. I love it. I love it. I love it. I grew up on comic books, and comic books and anime and manga and things of that nature. So that was like I had my mom, didn't have a dad, but I had my comic books, right? So I had all the things that would propel me to be a good person combination, even though I didn't have my dad growing up. Not to be like a sad story or anything like that, but yeah, I could get into why I really enjoy comic books and why it means a lot to me. Um, I'll get into that story at a different time, or if you guys want to hear it, I'll tell you, right? Let's go back to Joshua said, who would win, Ghost Rider or Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman. Wait, hold on. Let me think about that. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I automatically want to say Wonder Woman because I'm pretty well versed in Wonder Woman. In terms of, yeah, I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman. I was trying to think about Ghost Rider in terms of his penance there and how that would affect, because that's one of his greatest weapons, right? But I was trying to think how would that truly affect Wonder Woman, and it wouldn't really affect her to a certain degree, right? I don't believe that she has really good pillars and virtues that and a code that she follows by, right? She doesn't kill any humans. That's one of the things for Wonder Woman, but it doesn't mean that she will kill other outworldly beasts and the undead and things of that nature, right? So the penance there wouldn't really work to a certain degree on Wonder Woman. She might just look right back at Ghost Rider and say like, yeah, so I killed those people, and it was for a good reason, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it to you. I don't think it would affect her at all because she's a good guy. Yeah, I mean, she's a good guy, but she's also done some like crazy things, but She's your bad. Yeah, no, I do think that Wonder Woman would come out on top, right? In that battle. I actually think she would decimate Ghost Rider. I don't even think it would be a true contest at all. I think she would just like float in front of him and be like, "So why are you trying to fight me?" Right? So because she has armor that's already on godly levels, right? And her abilities are second to none. Her fighting abilities are second to none. Batman has stated that like Wonder Woman's fighting prowesses and close range combat are like crazy, or like ridiculously crazy, right? So yeah, I would definitely have to go with yeah, I would have to go with Wonder Woman ultimately, right? I don't. I was trying to like think back in different lore to see who may or may not be able to come on top, but Wonder Woman would definitely come out on top. I think Spawn would annihilate Ghost Rider. I think he would too. I don't even think that's a battle either. I think that's because when you think about in terms of like hierarchy, when Spawn was able to go against Malboja, right? Let me just switch to pictures since we're talking about Spawn right now. In terms of like going against the when you think about the hierarchy, Spawn went against Malboja, right, and then beat Malboja, and he also beat in his universe. Of course, he beat God in his universe, and he beat the devil in his universe too. So Ghost Rider is not that powerful, right? He's powerful. He's become more powerful, but still, in a sense, he hasn't been able to wield the level of power that Spawn has been able to, and nor does he have the tactical and strategist based like psychology that Al Simmons has as a person and and has continued to evolve to have over time. So Spawn would definitely eradicate Ghost Rider. If we're talking about Cosmic Ghost Rider, then I would still it would still go to Spawn again. I don't think there's any Ghost Rider that has proven a level of being capable as Al Simmons, which is Spawn himself, right? Yeah. So I'm pretty see those fights I'm really clear on because I know the level of power, scale, and like psychology from the books that I've been reading so far. I'm not too sure why the Superman one is eluding me. It's probably because the Superman one. Each time I've read a Superman book and thought he was gonna lose against a foe, he's come out on top. Now, of course, that's the same for all of the superheroes, but like the magnitude of villains or cosmic base um, annihilation that is like pending, that they've been able to come out on top. But the reason why I couldn't is because usually Superman is with a team of people when he's going against those things. So he's a leader, right? He best works with a team. Also, this penance stare would not work on Spawn because Spawn doesn't have a soul. Also, Spawn has the penance stare too. Makes sense, right? I believe that I've seen something of that nature where he's able to look at someone and kind of make them feel the gravity of things that they've done, right? So, I would definitely have to go with Spawn again, right? Yeah, when it comes to Ghost Rider, I don't really think he's capable in that sense, right? I also think that a lot of these characters can be beat by a lot of speedsters too, right? So there are certain speedsters that are just like ridiculously, if you think about their power and what their potential has been in the past comic books, or depending on a certain measure of things to happen, yeah, I would go with certain speedsters. But yeah, Spawn is definitely overpowered, but not overpowered in the sense that it gets annoying or it gets like, oh, I can't read this character, right? He still has a phenomenal story in a sense, and that's why I want to get back into the Spawn. So I haven't read 306. I haven't even read 300. I got the book for 300, but now I want to get into it. What about Spawn versus Flash? For me, I'm gonna go with Flash. But which Flash are we talking about, though? Are we talking about Barry Allen? We're talking about Wally West. We're talking about the other Wally West. We're talking about yeah. Who are we talking about? Which one we're talking about? Because that also depends. My answer also is dependent on which Flash we're talking about. In general, so I wouldn't say in general, but if we're talking about Wally West, I would definitely say in terms of potential, I'm gonna go with Flash hands down. Right, the level of ability when it comes to time manipulation And prowesses, I'm gonna have to go with. I would go with Spawn because he's just as fast. I haven't seen any books that have proven that he's just as fast as the Flash, but I'm looking at newest potential when it comes um, to the Flash, and his Wally West's abilities are just astronomical, right? So we're talking about like a one-on-one battle, right? One of the things that Wally West will not commit to if he doesn't have to because he's a speedster. He will not commit to a one-on-one fight, right? And what I mean by that is he's not gonna try to like fight Spawn like head on, like Spawn, I'm gonna fight you. You're throwing all of these things, and you're about to change like levels of reality. I am not staying here, right? He will see the instances where those things are about to happen with his reflex, and he'll send out versions of himself to kind of have the battle for him while at that same time having the potential to go to the past and see how he could change things. Would it mess up the future? Obviously, it would mess up the future and cause like alternate timelines. But for Wally West has accidentally killed people, sent himself into he's gone to the future to then set up himself in the past and done all these kind of like outworldy things. Yeah, so he's massively faster than light and he could stop time. So potentially Wally West could do the same thing too, right? So uh, he could. So in terms of like stopping time, that's really relevant to speed itself, right? So stopping time, everything can. Because I read a comic book and then I also read a synopsis on what time stops actually is, and there's no, even though comic books use this, there's no such thing as stopping time, right? Stopping time is really relevant to the slowest version of what you see. So anything could look like it's stopping, but it's not actually stopping because molecules can't stop. Otherwise, if they stop, then they won't be able to thrive and be able to go through further nurturing, right? So it's just perspective. It's time versus speed, right? So what are we looking at? Like how fast something is moving versus if time is actually stopping, right? So when molecules are stopping at a rate of like zero, which is nearly impossible, then it's just like it's not gonna happen, right? Comic books only use that because it's a cool concept, but time cannot actually stop itself, and time is just a concept which is not real, why one of the which is why I would say Wally West. If it would be a good fight, but I still think that Wally West would come out in top when it comes to him versus. And I might be biased, right? So, guys, if when I'm doing these battles, I do have a level, and I'm conscious enough to notice I do have a level of biased ness into these battles, and biasness, that's not even a word. I'm biased when it comes to these battles, and the reason why I'm saying I'm biased, especially in this one versus like Flash versus Spawn, is because I know the Flash. I don't really know him, but I've known that character for a really long time, right? And I feel like I know his abilities really well, especially a Wally West, right? Where he's come from, the trials and tribulations he had to go through, even where he is right now. Let me see. Hashtag knowledge, hashtag true. Actually, Spawn's S's obliterated the concept of time. Yeah, I mean, I would surmise that Wally West has kind of done that in many different ways. Uh, created alternate universes and things of that nature, and has broken pieces of the multiverse and then had to go back and save it just based on his decisions alone, right? So it's just a wild concept, and that's kind of the makeup of overpowered beings that have um, powers that have like a wider range of potential. And what I mean by that is if you're thinking about like powers, like there are certain. I respect your opinion, but Spawn can do anything. I respect your opinion too. It's this is kind of like the fun of the debate. It's not something that we could get mad at or anything like that. You asked the question and I answered it. So, it no, and this is the fun out of it. And I appreciate you. Let me go back because Just a Rican did he did post a battle. It went up so fast. You said Dark Side. I'm looking at my phone team because I have to like scroll. Darkseid versus Spawn. I don't know too much about Darkseid, but a lot. Uh, Dar- I just saw that battle. Okay, hold on. I would definitely go with Spawn versus Darkseid. Yep, I would go with Spawn. I don't think that's. It would be a battle, but it wouldn't be something that I can't really. I could think about, but yeah, I could think about it. So with the Mega effect would not affect Spawn. Yeah, I don't think he would win. Goku versus Naruto. I'm gonna go with Goku. Those two characters I could speak about in terms of like battles, for sure. That's not for me. That's not really a hard battle in a sense. Who do you think would win? I'm curious now. Who do you think would win between um, Naruto versus Goku? Oh yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure. Yeah, yeah. Goku would like eradicate Naruto, even in his highest form. Regular, just normal Goku would. All right, Just Rican, thanks for coming to hang out with us. Enjoy the dinner, my man. I'm about to do the same in a little bit. Goku would definitely eradicate Naruto in his base form, so I think it would be a fun battle. But that's all Goku would probably do is try to have fun with him, and then that would be it. Yeah, Goku in his base form would solo the Naruto verse. Yeah, yeah, he would, because all these characters that have all those characters who have like specific jutsus that are able to like alter the mental scape of a person. Goku has trained inside of his mind to be able to overcome those type of techniques. Other than that, when it comes to like teleportation, he's a lot faster. Uh, which teleportation is another concept that we would have to think about. Anyway, bro, I gotta go. I will join you next time. All right, Joshua, I'm about to hop off of this too. I'm considering doing a Mario stream, but I might not do the Mario stream. We might leave it at that. Tomorrow we're gonna do a Mario stream. So yeah. So later, guys. This is Zen from Zen World saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you enjoy my content, drop me a like, hit the notification button, and I'll catch you all later for the next stream. Make sure you hit the notification so you can know which content is coming up and which one you really like. And yeah, see you later, everyone. Shout out to everyone, Cherry, Joshua, and Just Rican for joining. I just wanted to make sure to shout out everyone. And Michael Cortez was the first person. He hopped in and then hopped out. All right, everyone, take care. Let's see, can I actually